This video will teach you how to install WordPress onto CPanel hosting. The assumption here is that you have already purchased website hosting from a provider. The next step is to visit wordpress.org and download WordPress as it shows in the top right-hand corner. WordPress will likely download to your Downloads folder on your computer. You now need to open up your hosting control panel and navigate to the File Manager setting. Once you've got to File Manager, open that up and you'll come to the public HTML folder. This is where you now need to upload your WordPress zip file. Once there, you now need to extract that file. Once extracted, you will have a folder called WordPress. All your files are now in the WordPress folder, but they need to be put into the public HTML folder. So highlight all those files and folders, drag them over into public HTML. Within the public HTML folder, you can now delete the WordPress folder because you've taken everything out of it, and also delete the zip file as you no longer need that. As part of setting up a WordPress installation, you also need to create a database. So by going back to the Tools option on the top left of CPanel, you now need to select the MySQL database. Here you need to create a database. Give it a name and move to the next step. The next step is to create a database user. Here you will create a username and a password. Whatever you do now, remember the password. The next page shows you adding the user to the database. As you can see where the red arrows are pointing, that's your username and there's your database name. You now need to assign all privileges and move on to the next step. The next step involves opening up your browser at a new tab and entering your domain name. You should now be presented with the WordPress installation page. The first page, as you can see, is to choose your language file. In most cases, you'll leave it as the default. The next step is a dialog box just to advise you that you are going to need each of those database details, the database name, username, password. Here you insert all those details you've just collected and saved, especially your password. The database host, in most cases, you will put localhost. The table prefix, you may like to leave it as WP underscore or insert your own prefix. If your installation now recognizes that you have input those details correctly, then you are ready to roll. The next dialog box determines your site title. You can change this later. The username that you want to log in with, a password that you want to log in with, your email address, and the search engine visibility. Often when you are first building, it might be advisable to discourage search engines in this case. You can turn that off or on as you need. If you now come across the success dialog box, then you have installed everything correctly. You now have the option to log in using that username and password you just set up. Now that you have those details, you can log in and you will be shown the next step of the WordPress administrator side of your website. That shows you the back end, of course. If you click up to the top left-hand corner under My Website, you'll be able to check the front end of your website and you're ready to move on to our next video. Thank you for watching and good luck moving forward.